Now, the bit that I found really tricky was the second half. So the first half I actually found easier. The second half I was a bit stymied by. And what I've done is, again, I make up my own little weird techniques. So what I've got is one of the original ones, orange peels, where I've cut off one side of it ready to go, and pinned it on its little thing like I showed you before. And what I've done here is, there's no point reinventing the wheel. So what I've done is I've lined up this curve with that curve, and I've overlaid it by about 1/4 inch. Oops, I can't work my fingers and the camera at the same time. I've overlaid it here as a tracing template. So you could actually use a piece of cardboard, but I've put it so that this edge lines up with that edge. And you can see that these edges are all ready to go. And what I do then is I cut from here, all the way around to there. Yeah, so I'm going to do that. I'm just going to pop it down and quickly do that. I'm using this as my template, and I cut through all of the layers at once. So I'll show you in a second what I'm actually doing here. Alright, so I cut through, so you can see that I've just gone straight over, cut all of that off, and what I've got here is my other side. I'll discard all those pieces. Off you go. And I've got this piece ready to go, and I'm going to whack a pin right in the middle. So I flip this over that way, and I'll pop myself a little pin into that spot. And then once I've got the pin in, I'm ready to sew, and I do exactly the same thing on this side as I did on the first side. I start in the middle, right sides together, pop it under the foot, pull out the pin, we're all lined up and ready to go. So again, I line up with my fingers. You could use an oil if you wanted to, but fingers work just as well. And I do this thing where I line up, and sew a few stitches. Don't mind my birdies. There must be somebody at the door. They flip their lid when someone knocks on the door or drives past. And then I sew a few more stitches, and I line up, and a few more stitches, and I line that bit up. Gosh, this is so much easier with two hands. Line up, and that's still good. And then I line up again, and then straighten and sew. Line those two up, and sew. Line up, and sew. And I do this all the way to the end. And again, when I get to the end, I go back to the middle, start on the other side, and off I go. So, like I said before, I really hope this helps. I tend to be a bit of a visual person, and I assume that other people are as well. And with any luck, having a video as well as Crystal's fabulous picture tutorial might help. So I hope that does help.